So I put a question out on Instagram asking you guys to give me your hot film takes so I could discuss them in a video. You know what? Today is the day. So let's do this. Seeing as it's relevant right now, Weapons was mid. I haven't spoken about Weapons here yet, something I plan to do once I've sat with it a little bit more. But for now I will say that it does something for the horror genre that needs to be discussed. It uses a non-linear storyline to create something more disturbing than scary, not to mention it's pretty funny too. In terms of it being mid, I think it boils down to what you expected from it. If you're expecting gore and pure horror, then you will probably be disappointed. But if you went in knowing that this wouldn't be your average horror film, if you've seen Barbarian, you would know what I mean. I do think that if you let it sit with you a little more like I have, it will work a whole lot better. Not an easy film to digest, so I can see why you think that way, but I don't know, man. I give it more time, maybe. I don't know. Nobody should be in question for one of the best action movies. No. Respectfully, no. I like Nobody. I think it's pretty fun, but I wouldn't consider it to be one of the best action films of all time. Fuck, I wouldn't even put it in the top 100. In terms of what it does with its action, sure, it might be up there, but everything around the action just feels extremely borrowed from other things, at least to me. As I said, I like Nobody, but putting it up there with other films that have broken the genre is a little insane to me. Again, it's all preference at the end of the day. Making a 3-hour plus film doesn't make it good. While I miss films that are under 2 hours, I do think that films that are 3 hours plus have a certain level of depth to them. You have more time to explore things about a character which you wouldn't have with shorter films. It also depends on what trait the character exhibits or what the director intends. Scorsese, for instance, makes films over 3 hours to talk about important subjects while also indulging in what the form can bring him. The Irishman is 3 hours because of his time span, but that isn't the thing that makes it good. It's the film itself. Some of my favourite films of all time are under 120 minutes. Just look at Election, for example. A 100-minute film that has everything I mentioned previously. I could talk about this all day, but I will sum it up by saying I agree to some extent. True Lies was James Cameron's last great film. I'm going to be completely honest here. I haven't seen it yet, but I will say that James Cameron doesn't cheap out. Just look at the Avatar movies. Those movies are so bold and inventive, they are huge for a reason. They push technology as far as they can go. Not the story though, but that's not what you go into these movies for. I can see why you feel this way. He is becoming a one-trick pony by focusing on one thing for the rest of his career, but at the same time you have to admit that his form is just so strong every time. I don't like some of the things he says, but damn, he's talented. Ben Affleck is the best version of Batman in Batman vs Superman, not The Flash. Well, this comes with some baggage. When I saw BVS for the first time, I thought the same, but I was a kid, so what do I know? When I look at it, I have to ask, what makes Batman work? To me, it's nothing that Ben Affleck does in any of the movies he's in. His Batman has this weird emo tinge to him, which doesn't work for the film he's in. You can argue that Rob Pattinson exhibits the same trait, but at least the movie carries that feeling. BVS doesn't. If I had to pick a Batman, it would be Christian Bale for sure. He has the swag, charisma, and everything else that makes Batman tick. It helps that he is in one of the best movies of all time, but, you know, that's here nor there. While Christopher Reeve is a great Superman, Superman 1978 is just an okay film. Not a great one. I agree. I like that movie, but I need to go back to it since I haven't seen it since I was, like 12 years old. My dad likes it. If that means anything. What I do remember is Christopher Reeve knocking my socks off. It's hard to see Superman films since try and carry his swag. It just feels wrong. Not to mention he was just an incredible man in general. Like, watch his documentary, it's wonderful. Anyway, Superman 1978 is cool in many ways, but Reeve is the reason I go back to it for sure. Kubrick's 2001 is one of the most overrated films. It's a bore fest pretending to be high art. The opening with the apes is the best thing in the film. Its best films for me are Barry Lyndon, The Shining, and Eyes Wide Shut. Now this is a take. I can't speak on Barry Lyndon because I haven't seen it, but the others I can, and I disagree. If anything, Eyes Wide Shut is the one I just don't vibe with. Find it an endurance exercise, which just feels like it never ends. When it comes to 2001, I think about it a lot. You know, it's one of the most important films of all time, not just for its imagery, but for what it's done for the industry. It's the reason why we have VFX today. It set a precedent for what film should look like. Not to mention that it created the space movie genre as a whole. It's hard not to respect it. I can see why one will find it pretentious muck, but personally, it's just one of those experiences that I will look back on fondly. Dune and Dune Part 2 are boring garbage. Good looking garbage, but garbage nonetheless. This one kind of hurts. I know a lot of people who feel the same. Even my dad wonders why I love Dune so much, calling it boring shit every chance he gets. The thing for me with Dune is that it's just such an expansive world. We are 2 movies and 1 show in, and we have only just hit the tip of the iceberg. Denis understands this universe more than even Peter Jackson did with Lord of the Rings. Hot take, but hear me out. These movies are slow, but that's almost the point. They are paced deliberately to allow the viewer to truly sink in the logistics of its characters, the plot, and even the scale. If the film moved at breakneck speed, we lose any sense of time and said scale. It would be a mess. I love these movies more than life itself. Sorry, Dad. Lord of the Rings is overrated. Speaking of Lord of the Rings is just so huge, it's hard to fail. Just like Dune, the world just feels so grand. It's almost hard to fit it all into 3 films. Again, they are long, but purposeful. Every shot doesn't waste a single thing, lingering on what it needs to push us further through the book. Daunting task, I know, but trust me when I say it's worth it. Overrated? Nah, but long? Sure, yeah. City of God is just okay. I'm gonna be honest here. I haven't seen it in a long ass time. I don't remember a single thing about it, to be honest with you. I will agree with this for now, but this just makes me want to rewatch it. Barbarian is the best horror movie of the last 5 to 10 years. You know what? Yeah. Sure, definitely the most interesting horror film to come out in a while, as its tone is something completely different to what viewers were expecting. I wouldn't even consider it a horror. Just like Weapons, it's more of a psychological comedy, but I will agree that it's great and important for a lot of reasons. One of the main reasons being what it's saying about consent and the authority that males seem to want over women. It's so damn important to talk about. Worth a video on its own. Good movie. Michael J. Fox is the most charismatic actor ever. I love this guy to death, but I'm not sure if I agree. When actors like Daniel Kaluuya, Jim Carrey, and even Jeremy Strong are around, it's hard to agree with this. It was a different time when he was acting. At the time, I would probably agree, but in today's landscape of acting, I'd probably have to leave it be. I love him as a person, but I don't know, man. I miss his acting. And you know what? That's everything. Thank you to everyone who gave me your hot takes. You are very brave. Follow my Instagram if you want to be part of part 2. Thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.